Imagine you have the chance to go back in time and tell the 18-year-old version of yourself anything that you wanted to tell them before they placed their first bet. What would you say? You've had all these years of experience, but you only get a few minutes to speak to them. Do you know what you'd say? I guess for you, it may be a different age than 18, but the question still holds true. What would you say to make a positive impact on the years that would follow? Looking back on my journey, I've gained valuable insights and experiences that I wish I could share with my younger self. Because, in all actuality, I was very immature, and I was about to start making decisions that would have horrible consequences on my life. In this reflective video, I'll be opening up and I'll be discussing the advice that I would give to the younger version of me. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that gambling can be enticing and it can be thrilling. However, it can also lead to addiction and a lot of harmful consequences if not approached responsibly, or if you were simply prone to developing gambling addiction like it seems that I was. If I could go back in time, here's what I would say to my 18-year-old self before making that first bet. I would first emphasize the importance of knowing yourself. It's the most important thing in the world, in my opinion. Understand your strengths, weaknesses, and vulnerabilities. Recognize that gambling may have the potential to become more than just a harmless pastime, and should not be the thing that brings you meaning in your life, as the results of games are 100% outside of your control, no matter what you tell yourself, no matter what edge you think you might have. Be aware of personal predispositions to addiction, such as the competitive nature you might have always had, where you can't come to terms with any form of loss without trying to change the rules, something I did every time I played a game with my friends. Self-awareness is key to making informed decisions and setting healthy boundaries in your life. Diving further into this awareness would include paying attention to red flags and warning signs indicating that gambling might have become more than just a harmless hobby. If you find yourself chasing losses, experiencing increased emotional distress, or feeling a loss of control over your gambling habits, take these signs seriously. Recognize them as potential indicators of a gambling disorder. One of the most critical pieces of advice I would give my younger self is knowing when to stop, or at least recognizing when I should have stopped to understand that it was a huge problem the entire time. Understand that gambling should always be about entertainment and enjoyment. If it stops being fun and starts causing stress, anxiety, or financial strain, it's time to take a step back and reassess. Remember, there's no shame in walking away when it no longer serves your well-being. So I would tell myself to sum that up: when it's not fun, it's done. I wish I had the mindset of getting help sooner. I always tried to recover on my own, so I would say don't hesitate to reach out for support when you feel like you might need it. There are countless resources available, such as helplines, support groups, and counseling services specifically tailored to address gambling-related concerns. Surround yourself with a supportive network of friends and family who understand and can provide non-judgmental guidance. I would encourage myself to explore alternative outlets for fun and fulfillment, and engage in activities that bring joy and hobbies that ignite your passions, and create connections that nourish your soul. It turns out that I'm very productive and creative, but I had no idea that that was the case when I was in the midst of my gambling, because all I could think about was placing that next bet, or what was happening in the next game that was scheduled to come on. Remember, there's a world beyond gambling, and finding healthier outlets can help you to create a more balanced and fulfilling life. Socrates said to know thyself, and as corny as that sounds coming out of my mouth, it's absolutely true. I really had no idea who I was, and I spent my entire day gambling because that's where I got my purpose. If I could go back and tell myself that gambling wasn't a real purpose, I think I might have made better decisions along the way. So the reason that I'm talking about this is because we don't have the opportunity to go back, but we have the opportunity to talk to someone else who's 18 years old or someone who's about to place their first bet. So if you see someone in that position, what you can do is you can share your experiences with them, and hopefully that makes an impact on their life. No one really talked about gambling addiction in my life. So for a very long time, I thought I was the only gambling addict in the world. Crazy, right? But I think if someone was to tell me how much damage gambling could have caused, I might have been willing to listen, especially when I wasn't yet in the heat of action. Before I got involved with gambling, I thought it was harmless, I thought it was going to be fun, and I thought it was going to be a way that I could, socialize with people and even make a little bit of money here and there. But the truth is that gambling is not going to lead to anything positive in your life, and if you treat it as anything but entertainment, you're in for a lot of pain. I've suffered a lot of pain. I was gambling for 6 to 8 hours every single day for 6 years, and I don't want you to have to do that. A lot of you that are watching right now have been suffering already, and so you don't need me to tell you how much pain can come from gambling. But what you need to do is reflect on your own pain before it gets to be too bad. And if it is already too bad, don't go back. You already have experienced all these negatives. Why would you want to do it again? Don't make things worse in your life. Find things that bring you passion and fulfillment that aren't gambling. Gambling is not a way to fulfill your life. You were not put on this earth to gamble. You were put on this earth to make a difference and find your passion. And it's not blackjack. It's not poker. Don't be ridiculous. Come on, guys. I want to emphasize that this reflection isn't about regret. It's about learning from our experiences and using that shared wisdom that we gained along the way to help others. By addressing my 18-year-old self, hope to inspire you to approach gambling with caution and with self-awareness right now instead of years down the road after you've suffered so much pain. If you found this video helpful or you resonated with its message, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who you might think will benefit from what we talk about here. The number one thing that you can do to support this channel is to smash that subscribe button and stay up to date on the content that I release here. Welcome to the community. Be aware of your relationship to gambling, and if it's anything like mine was, get away while you still have the chance. Let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.